just wanted to rank them. That's all. That's all this is. It's pretty simple. A, I feel like it's an obvious S tier. You use it a lot, and it's the first one in the alphabet, so it's kind of like everyone knows it pretty well, so it's there. Deal with it. B, close, but not quite there, and we're gonna label them correct in the B tier. That just makes sense to me. C is going down in D tier. That might upset someone, but I used to get it confused with S a lot as a child, and that's maybe just me being stupid, but also that just automatically, we're gonna put, where is it? K is a B. Most of the time, if you're trying to make a letter or a word that starts with C or has a C in it, you replace C with K just to make it cool. K is better than C. D, it's a strong letter. I'm not biased. E, pretty similar to A, that it's used pretty often, but I feel like it doesn't get the job done the same, considering A is sometimes just a word. So maybe A tier. F, lots of good words that are fun to say. No curse words, of course. But we'll put it at B. Higher than a K, for sure. G, I'm not sure about G. G seems like it gets under the radar, maybe. Can't think of anything good about it. Or bad, necessarily. Maybe just C, right in the middle. H? H is weird because in its order in the alphabet, kind of gets lost right before something pretty epic. So H, I, J, you kind of forget where those are. And that's generally why I have to say the whole alphabet, trying to think of where and what order letters are in the alphabet. So maybe D. I know I just said what I just said, but again, I think it's accomplishing some similar things as A. Not as good. Higher than E for sure. Yeah, we'll put it at S. Why not? It looks cool, and maybe you get it confused with L, but that's okay. J reminds me of G, kind of under the radar, but maybe fun to say, depending on the words that it is used in. Can't think of any words. Jovial? Jubilant. Jewel and jolly. These are great words, actually. Amazing words. But you don't use them ever. It's like a rare, but if you do, they're pretty good, right? B. L. Now, LMNOP is like an iconic duo, right? That's always the fun part to say. Maybe it's overplayed, though. Do we group them together? Or we put them at the bottom because of this? I always enjoyed it, but maybe not as much as others. Q is another similar to J, I would say, that you don't use too often, but when you do. Q is another similar to J, I would say, that you don't use too often, but when you do, it feels impressive almost. If someone knows plenty of words that start with Q, quesadilla. That's really the only one that you need. Maybe that's why it should go at A, though, because quesadillas are pretty good. These next three, you might actually group them together. I personally do. The same way that you do L, M, and OP. I think this last half in general, once you hit the 18th letter, tends to get interesting because RST or TUV, and then, of course, XYZ are all just kind of lumped in a way, but R, S, and T, I think I'm going to put R is definitely above K, but R, S, and T, you use them so often. So often. They're in like every word. Often. They really are. And then U, again, you're doing similar stuff, but I guess I just don't feel the same way I do about the other vowels. C. V, similar to J and G, where I'm just like not that impressed, but you know, this might be our first F. I can't think of many words or why it'd be impressive. Actually, the worst letter, to be honest. W, that's just an enigma. Why is it called W when it looks like two E's? That alone makes it impressive, right? Or does it make you despise it? I like it, especially because words that use it probably are fun to use in general. X, Y, and Z. We have our caboose of this long train. Out of these three, who's the best? I'm going to say Y. Why? Don't ask. I enjoy it. I just realized what happened to my A tier. AI, destroy. Subliminal messaging, probably. By my brain or through the computer?